Hey guys, Haz here at Shield Canine. Let's talk socialization. Let's talk about what to do with a young dog from a guardian breed. How to react, to... No! Hey, stop it. Good. How to react to behavior from the dog, right? How to make sure that your dog doesn't grow up into a dog that you can't walk him anywhere on the leash because he's overreacting and, he's making a huge scene. Now, I'm here to tell you that a lot of young guardian breeds, so Gage here is about 8 months old, okay? He's a young German Shepherd from my breeding program. And this particular breeding was a breeding that contained a lot of, let's say, fire from both sides of the equation. Now, a lot of people, whether you've got German Shepherds, whether you've got Corsos, Mastiffs, Rottweilers, a lot of people aren't quite sure what to do when they get this young dog. They get about 4 months to a year of age, and the dog's like, reacting to people and or other dogs even. And oftentimes the owners are a little bit scared and confused. They don't know what to do. So I'm here to tell you what to do, okay? Number one, you have to understand, these are guardian breeds. If you've got working lines, especially, or even really, I've seen it a lot, even in non-working lines. If you've got working lines, when your dog sees somebody, walking up on you with a mask in the semi-darkness, it's very likely your dog's going to react. I mean, these dogs were not bred to be friendly with everybody. If you want a golden retriever, my suggestion is get a golden retriever. If you want a guardian breed, they're fantastic dogs to own, but you have to understand what behaviors you might see. It's okay, leave it. Good boy, leave it. Yeah, and I said good boy because he looked at me, but then I reminded him to leave it because he went back to fixate on them. Now, I don't mind if he looks at them. A lot of people are like, no, I can't let this puppy look at anything because if he looks at him, he's going to react. I'm okay with him looking. Go ahead, dude, look. But if you react inappropriately like he did at the beginning of the video towards that guy, where he wanted to kind of get into a lot of barking and pulling towards the guy, immediately I'll correct the dog. And that's an important thing. That's what a lot of people don't do. They freak out about the barking. Oh my God, he's going to be aggressive. I know exactly how this dog's going to turn out. He's going to be the type of dog that when he's older, I can take him anywhere and he's going to look completely friendly and social, but he is not going to be the type of dog that's social with strangers. And by that I mean, you won't know that he's aggressive or oriented towards being aggressive towards people he doesn't know, but unless you touch him. He's not going to be the type of dog that wants strange people he doesn't know to touch him. You might lose a hand when he gets to be a big boy for that type of behavior. And that's no surprise to me. That's just like his dad. That's just like the way his dad is. And he's really as close to a carbon copy as I've ever produced of his dad. And his dad is Onyx, just in case you were wondering. So let's talk about this. Where does this behavior come from and why does it manifest itself? Well, as with humans, with dogs, they tend to be a little bit more insecure as they're getting older. Right? Sorry, they tend to be a little bit... quiet. None of that. Tend to be a little bit more secure between the ages of 4 months to 14 months. It's quite common that you see, especially social insecurity from dogs that age. Because they're just, they have all these feelings, they have all these reactions to stimuli when they're that age. And they're not quite sure how to react to those feelings that they have. And those feelings are genetic in nature. This dog is, like I said, they're guardian breeds. They're bred to be suspicious of people that they don't know, strange people, right? If they were friendly with everybody, they wouldn't be particularly good at their job now, would they? Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said earlier, you'll get really social German Shepherds. I mean, I produced them here. They love everybody, They might bark if somebody knocks on the door, but that's about it. You walk them in public, they just want pets and hugs and love from everybody. And for some people, that might be good. And like I said, some of my breedings do produce that. But for me personally, I like a one-man kind of dog. I like a one-man, one-family kind of dog. He doesn't need to love strangers. He just needs to be good with me and with my family. And I'm totally okay with that. So what's important is that when you take this dog out in public, you should take him in public, but you give him feedback. Hey man, It's not okay to be barking at strange people and strange dogs. Not that he cares particularly about other dogs, but he does bark at strange people, right? And just like what I did there, hey, knock it off. You're not allowed to start barking at people. And that feedback's really important, because if I didn't give him that feedback, he's the kind of dog that would very quickly be on, his back paws, lunging on the leash and barking and freaking out and trying to eat everybody that passed by. And that's not acceptable either. Dogs that carry social aggression, which he will when he's older, need to be taught to be neutral in public. I don't expect him to love strangers, and I don't care if he does. What I do want him to do is to be socially neutral. Hey, you're not doing anything to me, I'm not going to do anything to you. That's what I'm really looking for from him, and I'm going to teach him that, just getting him into public places and around people he doesn't know from time to time, and just reminding him, hey man, these are the rules, these are the rules, these are the rules. I'm firm, I'm fair, and I'm consistent. And he knows that. He's already way better than he was when he was 4 months old. When he was 4 months old, he was a maniac. He saw somebody, rah, 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 rah. That was his behavior, so I guess my message to you guys is, don't worry if you have a young guardian breed that does this, or even if you have, maybe something that's not a guardian breed that does this. That part isn't a big deal. The big deal is what you do when the dog does that. A lot of people think, okay, Hey guys, sorry about that. My hands were just so cold, I had to stop. I was about to drop my phone. It is a cold day today. Anyways, so just to continue what I was saying there, a lot of people that have this issue, they think that they're going to kind of positively reinforce this behavior away. So they do the typical, I'm going to give strangers treats, and they're going to give my dog treats, and everything's going to be all hunky-dory after that. And very rarely does that ever work. And in the cases where it does work, guess what? The dog probably just grew out of that behavior anyways. Because a lot of dogs, if they have relatively social and stable genetics, they grow out of the behavior anyways. They become more social, or socially neutral as they get older. And then the dogs that don't are generally a little bit more on the fearful side, so they don't, maybe their parents are really kind of a bit sketchy and fearful, so they kind of get even worse as they get older, and the treats don't help, and you'll get a dog that changes its mind, like, oh, he was so friendly, and then all of a sudden the person moved and he bit the person in the ass, or, you hear about all these type of things, right? And I get these dogs in here all the time. The solution is not to try and give strangers make it friends with him and be his friend. That's never going to work, because that's just not how he's oriented. I work with the way the dog is oriented, and he will tell you, even if you don't know his ancestry, he will tell you how he's oriented, right? And if he's saying, hey, I think people might be a threat, people might be a danger to me and to you, and I don't know how to cope with that. I'm going to show them how to cope with that, but I'm not going to be like, no, it's okay, these people are your friends. That's not going to work. It's just going to create a lot of confusion and actually even more stress and insecurity for the dog. What I'm going to show him is, you're not allowed, like I already said earlier, you're not allowed to bark, and I'm going to keep you safe. And this is a dog, by the way, I'm going to do bite work and protection with later on. He's going to do bite work, and he's going to be, like I said, when I take this dog in public, by the time he's a year and a half, you're not going to be able to tell that he doesn't like strangers all that much. So don't try to do the stupid thing where everybody, all the strangers give your dog treats and stuff like that. Instead, just be like, hey, guys, my dog's a little bit not sure about you. You want to give your dog treats when he's behaving? Fine, do that. In fact, I recommend it. Once, for me, Gage's reactivity level now is low enough that I can start engaging in play with him and engaging in food rewards with him in public, and it'll be productive. But if your dog's losing his ever-loving mind, don't try to dangle treats in front of his face. Don't try to first correct the dog for this behavior. And don't ask me about correcting the dog. Yes, I used a pinch collar in the video, but when my dog's really young, I don't generally use the pinch collar with puppies for the most part. I just don't find it personally all that necessary. But again, don't ask me. Every dog's different. Every situation is different. I'm not here to give detailed advice for your dog. I'm just here to give general advice and kind of hopefully help people understand, how it is, what to do with this type of behavior, and not to be too worried about it. Just give your dog clear, consistent feedback. So anyways, I hope this helps you guys. Be consistent, be clear, and be communicative with your dog. And like I said, Gage, he's ready now to we're going to start playing in public now. When the weather gets nicer, I'm going to go start, and we're going to do some competition obedience more in public, and just kind of get them completely out of the thinking about strangers and strange people mindset, and more about handler. And again, don't try to stop your dog from looking at things. That is not the solution. My dog can look at whatever he wants to look at. He just can't overreact to those things. So anyways, hope this helps. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment below. If you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong. Well, if you think I'm wrong, I don't particularly care. But if you think I'm right, comment below.